All right, cubed roots. Telling you that the volume of this cube is 512, and we'll make it cubic inches. So if you don't remember, volume of a cube is length times width times height. So length times width times height. And on a cube, all those are the same number. So just like with square roots, we had an area of a square and we square rooted to go back to find the side. To find the side of a cube, the side of a cube is going to equal the cubed root of the volume. Okay, so that means that our side here is going to equal the cubed root of 512. So we have to ask ourselves, what is the matching number that multiplies with itself 3 times to make 512? And the answer is, it's 8. So that means that the cubed root of 512 is equal to the cubed root of 8 to the third. The third root and the third power are inverse operations. They cancel each other out, and I'm left with just 8. Now, one cool thing about cubed roots is that cubed roots can do negative numbers. Okay, so the cubed root of 27. Well, if I look at that, again, I need the matching number that multiplies to make 27, and that's 3. But I got to account for this negative sign. Well, the thing is, if I have odd amount of negatives multiplying with each other, the answer is always odd. So negative 3 times negative 3, well, that makes positive 9, and then positive 9 times negative 3 makes negative 27 again. So the cubed root of negative 27 is the cubed root of negative 3 cubed. The cubed root and the third power cancel each other out, and that leaves me with negative 3. All right. If we have a cube root of a fraction, well, I could simplify this first and then do the cube root of the answers, or I can just do the cube roots of both the numerator and denominator. So the cube root of 8 over 64 is the same thing as saying the cubed root of 8 over the cubed root of 64. The cubed root of 8, well, the matching number that multiplies to make 8 is 2 times 2 times 2. So that would be the cubed root of 2 cubed, which is equal to 2. And the matching number that multiplies to make 64 is 4 times 4 times 4. So that means I'm doing the cubed root of 4 cubed. Cube, root, cube cancel out. I'm left with 4, which means that this reduces down to 1/2. Now I know that 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2 does not make 8 over 64. But again, like I said, we could have reduced this in the first place. And that would have been 1 over 8, because both 8 and 64 can be divided by 8. And then the cubed root of 1 is equal to 1, and the cubed root of 8 is equal to 2. And then 1/2 and 1/2 are the same. So you could have gone either way. You could have cube rooted first and then reduced, or you could have reduced first and then cube rooted. And finally, if we have a equation, again, we go through SADMEP. SADMEP tells me look for subtraction and addition first. Don't have any subtraction or addition up here. Look for division and multiplication next. I got multiplication right here, 2 times x to the third. So divide by 2, divide by 2. You wind up with x to the third equals 8. Next on SADMEP is exponent. So the opposite of an exponent, the inverse operation of an exponent, is the root. So the root that is the opposite of raising to the third power is the third root, also known as cube root. So if I do that to one side, I must do it to the other. Cube root of a third power cancels out and leaves me with x. Cube root of 8 is 2. Now notice, I don't put plus or minus 2 here. On my square root lesson, I did. But if I did negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2, that would not equal positive 16. It would equal negative 16. So that's why we only give the sign of the number that we were trying to work with in the beginning.